Yeah, so no pressure or anything.
Let me do that.
Start the intro.
Oh, yeah. Anybody, who is this guy? Oh, man. You play basketball at all? Or?
No, not really. So they said that they used to tell me I'm like a football basketball player.
Oh, so you're
Yeah, like I'm
elbows.
like a
Yeah.
little rough or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't really shoot.
I'm the same, man. I come from. I'm the same, man. I come from football. I play basketball, but I'm all aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Defense. Like.
Or I try to run and get the ball and I don't stop on the right way. Well, that was many years ago. But maybe I could bring it back.
Yeah, I'm trying to play more. Get a little cardio in because cardio is not too kind to me these days.
No?
I put on some weight. Weigh like 180.
It's not your thing right now. What do you think?
I don't know, man. Just I used to be so much lighter, and now I'm like a little more, I guess, thicker.
So it takes more to run?
I just haven't done it, to be honest. I'll walk on an incline on a treadmill, but it's about the most cardio I'll do outside of basketball too.
But basketball's good.
Yeah. Man, I used to play for like 4 or 5 hours, burn like 1,800 calories.
Yeah, a little rough or whatever. All right, there we go. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 2. Today we're gonna have a fun episode. Everybody plug this in. Gotta get back in the mix. We got to like 40 episodes, I think, and then we just stopped.
Yeah.
So this should be good. Let me just check the audio again. Everything's live here. Oh, give me 1 second.
Very good. Handle your business. Do your thing, man.
All right. There we go. Make sure we got some audio here.
Yes, sir.
I had a buddy named Pimentel as well.
Yeah.
He's in Dallas now. Played soccer with him. We used to fight back and forth to try to see, because we both played right wing.
Yeah. Was it spelled the same way?
Yep.
Really? Okay.
There we go. All right, guys. So we have Johnny Stash, Johnny Pimentel. Why? I wonder if you guys can tell why it's Stash.
I don't know either.
Yeah, right. That's pretty dope. I remember the first time you came in to the shop because you came in to get the phone repair. I was like, that's fucking. And I think you had it longer though at that time.
Yeah, I cut a little bit for some spring cleaning.
Yeah.
My wife is like, I don't like it, but.
How long has it gotten?
Oh gosh, I want to say like right here. I had some major whiskers.
Can you like twist it a little bit?
Yeah, if I put some wax on there. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I had some wax and I would just twirl it as high as I could, but it became where I would start eating, it would just get crumbs everywhere and just big mess.
But what about like when you wake up? Does it stay like that or does it?
Sometimes it'll be like crooked or like both down like a frown,
right,
up like a smiley face.
So pretty much you're just leaving the ends grow long because the middle part can't.
Yeah. So what I do, I just twirl it, and then it just goes up.
And then you just trim this part so it doesn't get too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's some work. So yeah, I don't have nothing as you can tell.
Baby face.
I get like 6 hairs on this one, 8 over here, and like 10 in the middle, and that's all I get.
Yeah.
Even if I tried and I think like after high school I got like this cream for a while, They're like, you're supposed to put a cream and it should help you. And
Okay.
Then,
You never thought of growing it out?
Well, it doesn't let me. That's what I'm saying. I get
Right.
like 8 here and 8 here, and that's it. Even if I let it go, I just look like, you know who Cantinflas is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look like him, just like little hairs just going like that, just poking out. But
I'll get you like some Bosley or something.
I think that'll work. Well, that's probably what I tried. Like I said, many years ago, someone's like, "Just put this cream and it should help you." And I was like, I tried it maybe a week, and then I was like, "Nah, I'm good." But it's fine because that's. I mean, you got to keep up with that.
It's a lot, yeah. Like I can grow like a full beard within like 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, I used to be no facial hair at all because in high school and football, it was just you had to be clean shaven. Started like military style. Even my head, I was rocking like a 0 on the top.
So just straight, real short.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to the Woodlands High School.
Oh, so you were the enemy. You were the enemy. And to this day, I think, I think College Park has taken that role now. So it was like always Conroe in the Woodlands, at least back in 2007 when I was in school still.
Yeah.
But I think or College Park's probably more the competition than Conroe.
They were always good in basketball.
Conroe?
College Park.
Oh, College Park.
The years I went, they had he's now in the NBA. His name's Quentin Grimes. He played on their team, and I remember hooping with him a few times at the 24 down by the Woodlands Mall.
Okay.
Already just dunking, windmills. I'm like, he's gonna make it.
Yeah. So that's where I played. So
Okay.
remember we said earlier we were talking about where I played. I would play there.
Yeah.
And then we would play off of 242 and 1488. There's like a neighborhood back there. And there was like 3 or 4 courts, so we would go play there. But mainly at 24. So we would go get a workout and then play for like an hour and a half, and then until the big boys got there, and then we're like, all right, let's go. So, but I was never that good. My other buddies, even though we're all short, they were pretty good.
Short king
and can shoot. Yeah.
Hey.
I couldn't shoot. I could just I think my biggest thing was I can get a rebound, and then I could try to get some like. I would smack you in the face to try to get not in the face. Like I was playing rough to try to get the ball, and then until they would come and start dunking on us, and I was like, okay, it's time to get out of here. Yeah, we're gonna be over here. But yeah, that was good. So tell us. So we had that workout in. That was a good workout. I got the videos, but I just never edited them. So some of the viewers haven't seen them yet, but maybe I'll get something together. But so during that workout, we talked about many things. I think right now what you're working on is a video, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm all about just motivating people. If you haven't noticed, I'm like, come on, Ray.
Yeah.
I believe that consistency is key. Just like you're consistent at opening your phone and looking at an app every day.
That's a very good way to put it.
So if I can be the positive light in someone's life and give them that hand virtually, I'd say maybe I can motivate them. And it was so cool when I first started making videos. A lot of people would DM me and say, wow, like you're so consistent. Or I remember, the old Johnny smoking and everything, being crazy. I'm like, it ain't me, bro, it's God.
Yeah, there you go.
Now I'm gonna be honest, like the old me would have never woke up at 4:30 or been working out consistently for 2.5 years. But it's all glory to God, honestly. And so I just like to be a positive impact and show people, well, if I can do it, you can do it too.
Right.
I'm not made of, what's the word, vibranium,
Okay.
you know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I'm not Superman. I'm just regular old dude. Bleed the same color as you. So
there you go. And I think that's very important because that's kind of what we talked about that day too. That I feel it's the same thing because a lot of times people on Instagram or YouTube or whatever they're looking at, they're like, oh well, that guy's famous or he did it or he started a business, but he's in Cali and they're from New York, so in New York you get it, or they're in LA and that's why it's easier for them. Like, and it's like no, like. Anybody, and that's kind of why we started this podcast as well, just to let people know, like, there's still people in our town, one starting at Conroe, then moving into Montgomery County, and then moving into Texas, right? It's like there's people here that are still making moves, they're still being productive, able to chase their dreams, able to chase those goals, and really put it in. It's not really you have to be lucky, quote unquote,
right,
and or be from a big city like LA or New York or something like that, or so that's kind of the same idea that we try to do with the podcast and with the stream, right? Just let people know, like, there's people here that can do it, so you can do it too, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things that I try to push out, because many people, same thing like you, many people that knew me back then are like, no way, Ray. And I'm like, yeah. You know, I mean, it wasn't easy, right? Like now we get a lot of the you're lucky or this or that, and it's like, no, it wasn't easy. Like we don't. I share some of the things now. I share a little bit more of like the hiccups that we went through.
Right.
But now it's more like I did it, and we were both in the same position at one point, right? Like I was also broke. I was also like fat. You know, I was like at to like 225.
No way.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture in a bit.
Okay.
But I looked it up the other day, and it's still there. But I was big, you know. And then like, but you're always working out. I was like, yeah, you remember me always working out, but then I was eating a lot worse, right? Or the working out wasn't the same. I would just kind of show up and do a little bit of, during that time, I think that was like 2012-ish when I was playing basketball there. And we're like, let's go to the gym. And they're like, oh, people are already getting together to play basketball. Let's go. So, it's like we were at the gym, and it, like maybe I posted, that was like the Snapchat days. Or probably before that, probably just Facebook at the time. But you would post like I was at the gym, or I think that's when you were checking in a lot. You would just check in where you're at.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah. So
long time ago.
Right. So it's like you just checked in, but then it looked like I was at the gym, but I was just like playing basketball, and then half the time I'd play a match, and then it's like you gotta wait for the other sets. So it wasn't like I was.
I got next.
Right. So it's just waiting around, but that's cool that you do that. And what got you shifting into video, and why video?
Man, that's a good question. I would say what got me into video was networking at the gym. So a lot of successful people work out early in the morning, and I met an entrepreneur named Dustin Sanchez, and he has a marketing agency for law firms. He's a lawyer himself, and I'd asked him because he pulled up in this nice Porsche 911, all blacked out. I'm like, who is this guy? He had his Instagram handle on the back.
Oh, no.
I was like, I like that. Let me get to know him.
Right.
And I just started picking his brains, because you are who you are around.
Correct.
Who you become, And so I got to know him. He was like, I do social media marketing. I'd love to teach you. And he was actually mentored by Wes Watson, if you know who that is. No, he's an entrepreneur as well in Miami. Okay. Well, anyway, I just picked his brains, like, how do I get started making videos? He's like, just consistency. Like, you eat every day, you post every day.
Right.
You're always looking at reels every day. You have to be trendy in some sense. Don't be a fool and be like, oh, look at me, Just do what you feel people will like, but also be real to yourself.
Right. Do what kind of comes natural to you.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the perspectives that a lot of people get. And even I went through that part where it's like, I see them doing these badass gym videos, right? And I'm like, I'm not even going to record my videos. Like, my videos aren't, the shading and the lighting. And I was like, But it's like sometimes a model that we have in one of the group chats is just send it. Right? Just send it. Just record it and send it. Like, figure it out later. And as you grow, and like you said, consistency, then you'll learn how to edit better. Yeah. Then you'll learn how to, better angles. Then you'll learn for now, record it, send it. And that's like a thing that we talk about for anything. Even like my son that's going to the gym. He's like, why? Because I want to work out all this. I was like, listen, just go. Just go every day. Whatever feels good that day, just do it. Right. After you go a few days, then start focusing a lot on exactly what workouts you're doing. And then start focusing on whether it's compound, whether it's a secondary compound, or it's accessory, right? Because a lot of times, I think, especially like with the new year, since we're still kind of fresh in the new year, a lot of people start those goals, and they're trying to build like, I need to be perfect. Like, I have to eat very, very well, and I have to do like 2 hours at the gym. Then I have to do cardio. I'm like, calm down. Just wind it down. Just reduce a little bit of what you're eating, and then just show up to the gym every day. Start there. Then you go to the next move. So you talk to the guys. They just told you what? Just start recording. Start sending it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this too. Networking is so key, man, and getting involved in your community at church. So I was for my job, I take pictures of cars and I sell them online, and I got really good at it. Angles, lighting, and I figured I'm like, well, if I'm good with the phone, why not try a camera? And so I signed up to be on the media team at church, and I was scared because this is like a $3,000 camera in my hand. I'm like, but thankfully they took me under my wing. Shout out to Mia and April.
There you go.
They taught me how to take pictures, and it just became natural. It was no different than here, but obviously, holding it
Right.
right. And I got really good at it, and I started liking it, and that's what made me just start, my side business of taking pictures of cars professionally, like exotics or regular cars. And so that would have never happened if I never made myself be uncomfortable and walk down that path.
There you go.
Because if you're comfortable, you're just not going to do anything.
Right.
But of course, with God and what He calls you to do, it's going to be uncomfortable.
Correct.
Because He made you, He molded you, He's the script writer, the coach of your life, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so if you're going to argue with that, it's like, well, no, He wants us to be successful.
Correct.
In all aspects. And so all about networking and God, bro. Like,
and that, so I think the key things here is you did that, and I think what I love the most, you put it on God, and then you felt it, and then you followed it.
absolutely.
Right. So, but then once you're following it, you were putting action behind it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's one of the things too, is like a lot of times, we always hear like, oh, I'm gonna pray for it. Oh, I'm gonna pray for it. I'm gonna pray for it. I'm praying on it. I'm praying on it. And then we're praying on it so much, but it's like, but what are you doing?
Right.
Right. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna pray for my business to work. I'm gonna pray for my business to work. But you're waking up later.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really meeting people? Are you really doing all that? Like, it's like you have to put action behind the prayer.
Of course.
Right. You can't just pray on it and just sit back and be like, all right, let me keep watching this show, and then I guess I'll wait for the $1 million call to call me that I have a $1 million contract now. So I think that's very important you did that. And I think also it's like, I feel like everybody wants to get to a certain level, and when you were trying to do that, the church took you under the wing, and
Yeah.
Mia and
April
were like willing to teach you, right? So,
Yeah.
and I think it's, you went through that, so now when the next person wants to learn or has a question, they reach out to you, and now you're gonna do the same thing, right? So it's kind of, but the biggest things too is you reached out.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, is that getting out of the comfort zone. And I just talked to my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law about that, right? Because they were like, Ray, it must be nice that you can just talk to people, just like in the random. I'll be walking, I was like, I guess you could say that, but it's like, it wasn't always like that.
Right.
It was just first like just a smile and a hello, and then it got to the next thing, and then we talked about the next thing, right? But it's like, unless I wasn't willing to get out of the comfort zone, then I would have still been just a quiet Ray on it. And that's what I tell them. Like, people ask for, like, give me confidence. So what he's going to do, he's going to put you in situations, or you're going to be in situations where you're going to learn how to be confident, right? Give me patience. So you're going to be in situations where it's not just like, give me patience. Oh, now I'm patient. No, it's like, he's going to put you in a situation where you have to be patient, and you have to remember the scripture or what you're working on, and be like, okay, this is the part where I need to be patient.
Right.
Right. This is the part where I need to be patient. I feel like that's very important for people to understand that concept of it.
Yeah, and it's all a process, and you are what you make it, and it's all, I'd say, all about just having fun. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I gotta be this and that and that. Like, where's the fun? When
Right.
people think of Christians, they think of it being so, I can't have fun, I have to do everything right. Like, nah, man, you can have fun, but just don't be dumb.
Exactly.
Obviously, God wants you to follow His path. He made you the way you are, but I mean, you have free will, so every action has a consequence,
Right.
good or bad.
Right.
And so I'd say, you said he was your cousin, right?
My brother-in-law and my
Your
brother and my
brother-in-law.
sister-in-law.
Yeah. They say, oh, well, it's nice. Well, not just, they can do it too,
Right.
man.
That's what I try to tell them. Like, you can do it. Like, you just have to be able to push yourself, because your body and your brain is keeping you safe. It's gonna keep you safe, right? Same like getting up at 4:30 in the morning. Your body's like, no, lay down. It's more comfortable here. It's nice and warm. It's nice and cozy. But you're like, oh no, like, I'm in charge, and I'm gonna get out of bed, and I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yes.
Right. It's kind of like the year I did that wasn't a year. It's like 4 months. It felt like a year. 4 months of the cold plunge.
I heard about that.
Cold plunge, right? But it was like, they're like, how are you doing? I was like, I don't even know how I'm doing. I just know that I got to get up, and I got to go outside and get in the water, and then I got to come back inside and, shower real quick, and then go take the kids. And there'd be time when the kids, like, taking them to school, it was like, I got 20 minutes. I'm like, well, I still got to go do it. Dad, you're still going to do it? I was like, yeah, so y'all better be ready, because as soon as I go in the cold plunge, I'm running out, and we're taking off. So it's like, an idea was like, I could easily be like, hey, we're late. I'll do it tomorrow.
No.
I'll do it the next day.
No.
You know, we'll figure it out later. We'll do a different thing, but it's like staying consistent and telling my brain like, no, I'm gonna do it. I like that you said we have the freedom of will.
Yes.
How do you feel about that, or what do you think about that? Because a lot of times people will say things like, well, why would God let this happen, or why would that person do it? You know, that perspective of it. What do you think about that?
I would say God lets things happen. That way you can find him. Because he is in everything. He is. But through bad hardships, you're either going to seek what you know or seek him, what he already knows the outcome of. So, for example, and I'll be vulnerable here, my testimony in following God is when my dad passed away of COVID, I was in a very dark place. I was smoking and drinking every day, showing up messed up to work all the time. I didn't care. My production was down. My sales quotas, everything was just rough. Even when I was on the phone, I'm happy, I'm outgoing, I'm upbeat. But back then I was like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, no, that wasn't me at all. And then finally my wife called me out. She was like, did God call you to be this way? You know your dad hates those things, smoking and drinking. So why do you do it? Why do you spit in his face every day? And my wife is just, I'm like, oh. Yeah, man, but I appreciate it because it woke me up. And so I dropped everything. I used to have those dab pens. I'd go through them like 3 days. In 3 days, yeah, dude, it was bad. I threw it all away. I stopped drinking, and that's what started my gym journey, to be honest. And due to that hardship and my free will, right? So my free will, I decided to go left and do my own thing.
Right.
God was still with me, but he was like, all right. But then I got to bad enough. Sorry, I'm talking away from the mic. Imagine like a cliff, right? So I could have went to God,
right,
have plenty of land to walk on. But if I'm walking on myself, I'm eventually at the edge where I might kill myself because I'm so deep in this hole,
Right.
But no, God was like, hey, I got you.
Right.
Come back to me. I read it in a book one time. It was by Robert Morris. You watch football?
Yeah.
You know, on kickoff where you catch the ball and you have lead blockers to cover you.
Mm-hmm.
The way he described God is your lead blocker. And if you allow him to block for you, you'll be good.
Oh,
but over time, you're going to think, oh, well, I got it.
Right.
I got it. And boom, you're going to get wiped out.
Right.
So as long as you have him in front of every situation, every aspect, good, bad, ugly, you'll be good. That doesn't mean there'll be hard things or good things. Of course, he allows things to happen in order to glorify him more. Praise him through everything. Praise him for waking up in the morning or meeting you, or having a mortgage to pay or bills. Those are good things to have.
Right.
Because you're moving up. When I was in that rut, I didn't have a house. I didn't have anything. I was in a dark place. But now, God has blessed me with bills and responsibilities.
Right.
And now look what's having me now. I'm making videos. I'm meeting people like you. Like, all good things. Doesn't mean I have troubles in myself all the time.
Doesn't mean everything's perfect now.
Yeah.
It just means, I feel like I always see it, and as a parent, right, I tell people that I feel like sometimes God is just like a parent is, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I let my son or my daughter do certain things, and I've told them plenty of times, don't do that, right? Like, don't go that way, right? Which would be his word, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, but I got it, like, right, in their mind. Or even as when we were young, we're like, our parents don't know, we got it. And then we get in trouble, or something happens, or we, what they said, like, don't leave that there because this is going to happen. Then it happens, and you're like, okay, maybe I should follow this person, my parent or whatever, or God in this situation, right?
Yeah.
Because he's putting it all out there. The playbook is there.
I like
the playbook is there.
Yes.
It's like, are you going to follow it? Right? That's simple. And I think that just popped in my head right now. What Tom Brady said the other day, since we're talking about football, right? With the Chiefs, when he played the Chiefs, he went over their playbook.
Oh, I've seen that.
Over and over and over, where it came to the point where he knew, or he felt at least, that he knew the playbook better than the defense knew the playbook. Right? So it's like once he was able to do that, then he had everything. Everything was wide open for him to see. And I think it's almost the same thing, right? We have the playbook. And if we use the playbook and if we get focused on the playbook, then we can see everything more clear. We can make decisions a little bit more better. We're able to be guided in a better way to see which way we go. That doesn't mean we're not going to fall.
Right.
Right? That's the biggest thing. That doesn't mean like everything's like perfect and now there's not going to be no more sickness or we're not going to have money issues or we're not going to have, health issues or anything like that. I just feel like it's just a playbook that you can always also kind of lean back on. Like, okay, you know what? I was there. I felt good. Like, I'm doing good. Now let me get away from the playbook. Oh, okay, you know what? Let me come back to the playbook. And then, I tell people a lot of times, even though I'm posting more, even though I am more involved in church and I'm getting closer to God, I'm still far from, like, really knowing and understanding. Okay. And I think we talked about it that day, right? And that's what you gave me that app. And I've been using that app. And
Amen.
Well, I think it was that other.
It was Kinsey.
Kinsey from the gym. Yeah. So I've been using that app, right? But it's like, also it's important for me to understand, like, I don't know it all, but I'm gonna take your feedback. I took her feedback, and then I was like, okay, let me try this app, because I don't know unless I try it, and I like the app. So it's the same thing, and I think that excuse me, I think that's like going back to how we started. It's like being open to trying it. Yes. Being able to listen to other people, because that doesn't mean I know it all. That doesn't mean that other people's opinions don't matter or it's not going to actually add value to what I'm trying to get to. So I think that's a key thing where a lot of people just kind of close themselves out.
And I'm proud of you for putting your pride down, man, because us as men, we're very prideful, we're very emotional, and the fact that you put that aside for this, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's awesome, and so I'm proud of you for that, man, because it's easy to be like, nah, I know it all.
Right.
You don't know better than me.
Right.
One of the most prideful places I've been to is Home Depot. You see all these people who are in that trade, building houses, but they never ask the workers for help.
Right.
I remember I went to go get an air filter for my house recently, and I just saw this same dude walking around, acting like he knew it all. He had this walk and everything. But then when I was buying my filter, he was finally talking to the lady, and the lady walked him. I was in front of him the whole time.
Right, exactly.
I was like, pride just makes you look silly, to be honest.
It really does. But how would you say you can get past that? Let's say you're a young adult, because I think it's usually when we're younger, right? The alpha, the tough, the we know. At what point or what can we tell them that says, try this, or let your guard down and listen? Or is it an age group? Is it something you have to go through that you're just like at 25, at 28, at 29, you're like, okay, maybe I should listen to these people, or maybe I should put my guard down? What do you think?
I would say, like I mentioned earlier, you are who you become. Or how does that phrase go? Who you surround yourself with is who you become, right? And so let's say you're in a friend group full of potheads and you're the only one that doesn't smoke. You're eventually going to start smoking, and that's not going to bring you any good. If you're in a friend group full of successful people, you're going to be the one to become successful. So it's just a matter of who you're around. So if you're the most popular, most fit one in your friend group, then yes, keep those same friends, but start networking to people who you want to be like.
Right.
And of course, keep God in the center of it.
Correct.
My God, is this the right person for me? Will this bring me closer to you? If not, slam it in my face.
Right.
Because ultimately, you don't want to obsess over money. Because in the Bible it says, if you obsess over money, then you're going to idolize money. But if you trust in me, I will provide. And that's huge. And so I would say, to answer your question, find people who you want to be like. Ask God, is this right for me? And think about it. Pride is silly. Us as men, we're very emotional. And it's okay. If my wife is crying after a long day, a stressful day, I'm going to be emotional and be like, hey, it's okay.
Right.
Let's go out to eat or something. Or let's watch a K-drama because she likes those. But if she's motivated, like, yeah, let's do this. She's been doing these Pilates bar classes. Oh. Yeah, dude. I did it 2 weeks ago.
How was it?
Dude, it was tough. You're like on your tippy toes doing like ballerina exercises, like medicine balls. Bro, I thought I was fat. Those women were tough.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's just a matter of who you surround yourself with and just always moving up, bro. always moving up and looking to find the next thing with God in the center of it. Because
Right.
without God, you will become obsessed with what you're doing, and ultimately, that will be who you are.
Right,
That
but
will be your identity.
let me play this role. But there's a lot of people that are successful without God.
Hmm.
How would you respond to that
I
question?
would say that ultimately they're idolizing, obsessing what they're doing, and unfortunately, when they pass away, none of that's gonna go with them.
Mm,
And so for me, I'm trying to go to heaven.
right.
I'm trying to have a happy life afterwards.
There you go.
They say in heaven you have a big giant mansion, and there's always feast, and I like to eat, and I like big houses.
There you
So
go.
I'm trying
There
to
you go.
go.
So you're like, they got me. They got me at big houses. I
Yeah.
like that. And I think it's very important to what you said earlier, where you want to network with other people,
Yeah.
right? So my son's 15 right now, and he's in the part where he's football, but he talks to everybody, right? So I
Good.
always tell him, like, it's cool for you to talk to everybody and always talk to everybody. That's something that I've always taught them since they were very young. You know, you say hello to everybody. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter if it's the janitor or the CEO of the company. You say hello and you shake the hands to both of them. So, you know, he tells me like, yeah, Dad, I talk to everybody. I was like, okay, now this is an age group in the time frame where you need to decide which way you're gonna go, right?
Mm.
Because you can hang out with these buddies that you get along very well, but what are these buddies doing? Or you can hang out with these buddies that you also get along with very well because you're able to see their you know they're good in them or you know there's something that connects you to these groups, but you have to be able to pick what group you want to be associated with.
Right.
And then I had a meeting with the pastors the other day, and they're like a good thing to say was like, at the end of the day, you're playing for you're a Christian, you're playing for that team.
Mm.
So like, how are you gonna be representing that team?
Mm.
Right? It's like, you know, you wear your Patriots jersey, you wear your Patriots socks, you have your Patriots, you know, you represent that team that way.
Is there a Patriots fan here?
Right. But, you know, and that was like a good way to put it, especially, you know, he's in football, so he was able to understand that. It's like
Right.
you're also playing for and you're representing Christ.
Mhm.
So who are you going to be when it's time to be you and it's time to make a decision? Are you going to do and say what you want to represent, what they think of you or what they think or what they want to do?
Mm.
Or are you going to represent what Christ wants you to do and
That's
what
good.
Christ wants you to represent? To me, that was perfect because it's true. Like, you know, football season's in, everybody has their jerseys, their shirts, their sweaters in the back of the truck, right? You're representing your team. I want everybody to know this is my team,
Right.
right? But it's the same thing. You want everybody to know, or at least maybe if they don't see it, this just popped in my head. Sorry.
No,
There was
you're good. You're
another
good.
thing was like, can people, and I kind of felt it there, like when people talk to you, can they tell that you're Christian without you telling them you're Christian?
That's good.
Can they see that?
Yeah.
In your actions and your words? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta think about that one a little bit
That's good.
during that time. But yeah, man, it's like I tell people it's a daily thing, right? It's like it's not like okay, I got baptized, I'm good now. Don't
No.
have to try no more. Don't have to put no more work. If anything, I feel like now at this age, in this time where we're at right now, it's like we have to put more effort and grind harder to stay closer to God
Absolutely.
because it felt like it was easy to just be like, okay, I'm gonna start going to church, right? But now it's harder in a good way to be like, but I want to stay connected and I want to learn more than it was at the beginning, right? And I feel like, and you can say like it's like, you know, whether whatever people might believe, devil, ghost, whatever, but it's something that's trying to put a wall up, that's trying to stop me from trying to get closer to God.
No, that's the devil.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's a lot harder now to stay there and stay in this line that we're trying to get closer to God than it was before when we were kind of just doing our own thing. If that makes sense. But yeah, one of my things that I tell people, which was a lot when I was younger, and I found them there. And of course, I knew better, right? Like, okay, God, you helped me here, but now I'm on my own. Thank you, right? And then it's like I fall, and I'm like, oh, there you are again. Hey, sorry, I was away, right? And then I fall
I'm
again,
clocking in. I'm
right?
here.
I'm like, okay, sorry. So now it's like these last 3 years, for COVID, 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So COVID was one of the things that we went through, and I was like, okay, not only are you here for me now, but I'm gonna make sure I don't separate myself from you like I did
Good.
before, right? It's like I'm in trouble, and you were there, you helped me, thank you,
Yeah.
right? But now it's like, okay, you're here, and we're gonna make sure you're here, or I'm closer to you. So that's what we've been doing these last 5 years. It's like
It
small
says in the
things.
Bible, seek first the kingdom and all will be added. And so where I'm getting at is God is always there no matter where you're at. We can run a little bit longer,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way. So,
Okay.
yeah. Where I'm getting at is He's always there, even when you least expect it. And it's awesome that you realized that you've been away and you went back.
Mm-hmm.
But do you ever realize that when you did veer off and did what you used to, it never felt as good?
Right.
You ever notice
Yes.
that? Like, I remember one time early in my walk, I went and I smoked a dab pen again. And I cried. I was disgusted. I cried because so many people were motivating me, saying they're proud of me. And I just felt this wall of shame.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, you have to repent to God, because that's all He wants you to be. It's real. It doesn't have to be biblically sound. You're every five be like, God, I messed up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I do that sometimes. Yeah.
And just let it all out, because God, He keeps those tears. He keeps them.
Right.
And it's very special knowing
I like
that
that.
no matter what, He will be there with you. You know what I mean? Before I forget, I brought you a gift.
Oh, snap. For real? Uh-oh. Hey. Appreciate that, guys. Let's put this. Look at that.
Yes,
I
sir.
like that. I like that. Heck yeah. Appreciate it, boss. Heck yeah.
Yes, sir. I was like, he's already been part of the Stash Fitness
There
ride,
you
so
go,
I
there
gotta
you go.
give it a
We
gift.
do need another workout. We need a chest workout.
Yes,
We
we
need a
do.
chest workout. Chest. So, chest. One thing before I love how you smile,
Thank
and
you.
like when you're talking about God, you can tell, and like you really mean it, and you're really, I don't know how else to explain it, but like you can see it in your face and in your eyes that you feel it, and He's like right next to you, and you really feel that connection. That's awesome. Another thing too, I need to hang out more with you then, because I want to be able to do some of these verses, or like understand them. It's so hard for me,
You're good, bro.
right? Like understand, like, hey, it also
I'm right
says
here.
this, and like bring it up, like, oh dang, I'm always like, wait, hold on. It says that, no, to try to, but that's cool.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, chess. So chess, I feel like I did it for so many years. We talked about this. I used to power lift.
Oh, yep.
So from like 24 to like 28, I was powerlifting. So and I powerlifted chest. So I still worked out everything else, but chest was always been my thing. So when I do chest now, I feel like I did it too much that I don't do it as well. Where I focus more on legs and I focus more on back.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh, my chest looks good. Like it looks, I feel good. It looks good. But it's hard to do a good chest day alone.
Yes.
Because even if I do, whether I'm doing, 4 sets of 12 or to the max that I can, I feel like it's a mental thing. And sometimes I tell the wife when we go, I'm like, just stand there. Just stand there. She's like, well, I'm not going to be able to get this up. Look at this. I'm like, well, it's a mental thing. Like, if you're just there,
Yeah.
like, I just feel like I can get an extra 2. And then if you just give me that 1% on the last one, that's, like, going to help me.
Yeah.
Really? I was like, yeah. It's like, I can't even lift it now. I was like, yeah, but you take, like, that percentage off that allows me to at least
So
get it back
a little
up.
crumb of help.
Right, which is still,
Yeah.
like, very well. So, yeah, we need to get a chest workout.
Do you do machines or dumbbells or both? Like, walk me through what you do.
So right now with chest, I am focusing. I do the Smith machine more
What?
for
Like bench or
incline and bench,
Okay.
bench and incline.
Okay.
But I usually warm up on the bench, and
Okay.
then when I'm gonna get heavy, I go to the Smith machine.
Mm.
And I feel the biggest thing is, I feel like again, I'm very good and very stable with the bar, but like I want to take that out of the equation for now, because in my opinion, I'm not trying to be Mr. Olympian. I'm not trying to break any more records or anything like that. So I'm just like, I don't want to focus too much on trying to stable it or whatever. I just want to get the press out. And that's the same thing I do even on when I do like squats or box squats or anything like that. I use a Smith machine too.
Okay.
To kind of, or what is it, like lunge step backs, I think they're called, where you're like lunging but you're stepping back.
Yeah.
Same thing with that, right? Because when I do it with the dumbbell, like I have to kind of focus, and which is good, right? Because it's gonna add that extra stability. But
you remember those, huh?
yeah. But for squats, I'm like, I just want to go down and up. I don't want to put too much pressure on me, or even rack pulls. We did rack pulls the other day.
What is that?
Rack pulls for the lower back. So instead
like
of doing
rows,
instead of doing a full deadlift, You just put the bar like up to where your knees are, and you just kind of.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that was
Yeah,
the name of it.
yeah, rack pulls.
I say partial RDL.
Oh, okay. Rack pulls. So same thing. I do them on the Smith machine for the same reason. Just
Okay.
because I just gotta worry about going up. I don't have
Okay.
to worry about like trying to.
How
So
often? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, so that's where I'm at now. Especially, I don't want to use age as an excuse, but just like I want to be able to stay consistently going to the gym. And I know at my age, like things are starting to get a little weaker. Bones are, things are
Yeah.
changing. Even though I'm still taking care of myself very well, but you can't beat Mother Nature, right? Like it's just like our bodies are gonna
Yes.
regardless. So I try to do that. When I was younger, I was like, put 3 plates and I'm gonna squat it and I'm gonna move
Oh,
everywhere and I'm
the
gonna
ego
figure.
was
Yeah,
there.
the ego.
Yep.
Right. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm trying not to ego lift. I'm still lifting heavy, just not ego lifting as much.
Yeah. No, what I was gonna say was, how often do you work your core, your abs?
What is that?
Like
Never
your
heard of
abs.
those.
Ah,
Never heard
I'm
of
like, are you serious?
those. What are those? How do you work those out? Like tacos or what? How do you...
Taco buffets, fogo. I
No,
mean,
I do. I keep saying this, and I've been saying it for 2 weeks. I was like, I need to do it at least every other day, some core stuff.
Yes.
And so far this week, I've done it once.
Okay.
And it was just declined crunches, like on the declined bench, and then just crunches. But again, because I'm not always alone, but some of the buddies don't like doing crunches. So when I go with my son, I force him, right? So we do the medicine ball throw.
Oh yeah.
And that'll do it. 3 or 4 sets of that, you're gonna be sore for a day or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to get into abs.
Why I ask is, what I ought to do, and we'll do this when we work out chest in the future. But you want to start doing dumbbells, because when you're holding heavy weight, if you just do this right here and just move side to side, you see how your top of your core is already flexing.
Okay.
Just imagine you're at incline and you're trying to keep it still. The
So it's
core
like an
helps it. The core helps it stay still as well. And so maybe some more isolation workouts
To
will
focus
help
more on
you.
isolations. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe take a break from the machines, because
So you're telling me don't be weak and go.
nah.
Yeah, what you're saying. You can say it. It's okay.
No.
So don't be weak. Go get off the machines.
No. Just a little bit of
Take
an
the
audible.
training wheels off.
An audible.
Okay, now there you go.
Yeah, we'll do an audible.
Yeah, that's my because back then during when I was powerlifting, it was important to do dumbbells
Yeah.
and do that a lot. And dude, I used to love it. You ever heard of the bamboo bar?
Is it like the big?
No, it's the regular bar, but it's made out of bamboo. So it's like very light, but it has it's just like a regular barbell. So we used to do it feels light, but then we used to put bands and we used to do kettlebells. Yeah. So because it's so light, it would move, right? So it was like just doing that, like you just said, almost, and then trying to do it, and you're like, what? There's like a 20-pound kettlebell on each side, and I'm doing 315, and should be nothing, but the fact that it moves and that bar is so light and like it moves as well would make it so hard. But it's like a lot of things that you wouldn't think matter to try to get your bench up, and like using your legs. So even like coach would tell us always like, don't forget about your leg day. I'm like, why? We're doing chest. Like I'm trying to break a record for chest. Like, yeah, but you're pressing from your leg and you're pressing from. I'm like, no, you're not. And then it's like, pick your legs up. All right, pick them up. Do it. I'm like, oh, I can't lift into that bar. But yeah, we definitely need to get a chest workout. But we got to get one at Silverback now. Now you got to come. I was a visitor, and you were home. Now since we're still talking about football now, home and visitor. But you only can do it in the mornings. That's your key.
I can do early mornings like we did, or Saturday mornings.
Saturday mornings.
Yeah, okay. And I actually just remembered, my wife got a Villa Sport membership. You ever been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real nice.
So 2 free guests. That'd be a good content day.
Yeah.
You can pull up.
Right. That'd be real nice.
They have like a steam room, sauna room, basketball, soccer field, indoor, outdoor water park. Like it's like a resort, dude.
It is.
They have really nice equipment.
But I feel like it's a little small. Like the weight area is just that one section, and then on the other side, like
the weightlifting area is small, but then upstairs they have more stuff.
Oh, I haven't. I never went upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I went twice with a buddy because he invited me.
Oh, okay.
So I went twice, but it was. I mean, we still. I think the important part too is if you want to get a workout, you're gonna get a workout regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless of the machines. I mean, for a while we were just going to Anytime, but when Anytime was here, and there's like, hey, I'm still getting a good pump. I'm still getting a good sweat. Like you don't need all these extra machines, but it's nice. because these extra machines work out extra stuff.
Yeah.
So it's something you won't get at a commercial gym.
What's Silverback like? I've never.
It's like
it's like Legend.
Yeah, a little smaller than Legend.
Okay.
But I think it still has like a lot of those core machines.
Okay.
But what I like about it is also it has the hot, what they call the hot box, the hot box. So there's no AC there, and he opens the doors.
Oh.
And or it's cold.
Okay.
Right. So he has the main gym, has AC, always feels good, and then he has the hot box, which in the summer, 110 degrees, and then it's all metal. There's no insulation, nothing. You're sweating, and then in between, right? It's like 1 and 1, and in between to get to the other one, he has weights outside. They're outside. There's no covering. There's no nothing. So he has like 2 benches and like a squat rack, I think. So it's pretty cool.
That seems dope.
You haven't been there at all? We gotta go.
No, how far is that from here?
League Line Road by the outlet mall.
Okay, not far at all.
Are you here in Conroe, or were you?
Yeah, I live like 10 minutes away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's right here by League Line Road by Conroe.
Okay.
Are you still shooting videos for companies?
I actually have a couple of gigs lined up. Some for some exotic cars, and what's the other one? One for my friend's nails company. Just a bunch of different stuff lined up.
Nice. And where do you promote?
Instagram for now, and Facebook a little bit.
This Instagram right here, Johnny_Stash with 2 E's.
Yep, that's me.
There it is. And you don't have a business page, or you just do it all?
We're in the process of. Well, I say we, but me.
Hey, you are we, because you're the CEO, you're the marketing guy, you're everything, you're the finance guy.
Thank you. So we are in the process of that. Stay tuned. They always say good things take time, so I want to make sure it's to my standard and not just,
Right. That's good, brother. Well, we're close to that time.
Perfect time.
It flies by. And this
time
is
flies
just,
when you're having fun.
There you go. So I think the goal is gonna be, I gotta get some of that content out, and I gotta do that, and then we need to bring it back for another podcast here pretty soon.
Am I able to give some nice
words? Of course. Okay. Go for it. We're right here.
Right here.
Yep.
All right. Ray's awesome.
Oh.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. But for any of y'all who are struggling to just find your purpose, struggling to find your why in life, just shoot me a DM. I love to speak some life into you. Don't hesitate. I'm not going to bite. Just kidding. I'm all open for all conversations. I've been in a very dark place, and I'm here to help you. I mean, don't be afraid. You can even call me. I know Instagram DMs have a call feature. Just don't call me late at night, like 12 midnight plus, because my wife's going to be upset.
Yeah, right.
No, I just want to say, just reach out to me, and I'd love to help y'all. And I'm sure Ray would too. He's a man of God, and great minds think alike.
Yes,
so that's why we had a fire conversation.
We did. I feel like it flew so naturally.
Oh,
it wasn't
for sure.
Forced or nothing like that.
For sure.
Sounds good, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by. There's his Instagram. Make sure to catch him there. Message him, DM him. Any questions? I'm gonna start asking you questions too now. Since you gave that offer, now I'm gonna start.
Go ahead.
Asking questions.
I'm here all day.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.